Hello again, Nitro, and welcome to another video. And before I start, I just want to say a Happy New Year, Happy 2018 to all of you, and great to see you all on this new side, or on the other side, or whatever, as I was saying. So yeah, hope the year's going well for you, even though we're only in the second day of the year. But yeah, I'm glad to be back and stuff. So yeah, I feel a little bit better and stuff. I'm not fully there, but at least my voice is not croaky like it was on Saturday. I couldn't believe how bad it was, but luckily I did make it through that video. And obviously I made a little bit of a quick video on Sunday, and obviously this is the first one of 2018. So yeah, this one is going to be something Doctor Who related, as I usually do. And this is going to be my thoughts about Series 10 of Doctor Who, the recent series that we had last year. Because obviously I do this every single year of the new year. And just share my thoughts about the whole series. So yeah, Series 10 overall, I think was actually a really, really good series. I think it was one of the best series we'd had in so long. And, sorry, if I do cough, I'm sorry about that. So yeah, I think Series 10, it was a great series overall. I think it really, really was. And it definitely was amazing to see that it was going back to the roots of the show. And, thinking about that, it was great to have, the Doctor and the new companion alongside. Because obviously this was Peter Capaldi's last series as the Doctor, the 12th Doctor. And we obviously had Nardole, who was played by Max Lucas, who was the current companion, companion, if I say that. Because obviously he was in the 2016 Christmas special and the 2015 Christmas special as well. So it was sort of the sort of like one-off companion, but he did join in Series 10, which was pretty nice. And then we had Pearl Mackie, who played Bill in Bill Potts in the series. And overall, I quite liked Pearl Mackie. I think she was a great choice, for the program. And it was great to see something new for the show, because obviously 2016 was, it was like a gap year for Doctor Who, even though we only had the one episode at Christmas that year. And it was great to, have like another start to the show. And it was just amazing. I really, really loved it. It was just fantastic to see Doctor Who go back into its roots after so long. Because obviously, as I said before, when Jenna Coleman was in it as Clara, when she was with the 12th Doctor, Series 8, I was sort of mixed about. Because Series 8 really felt it was all about Clara and her life at home and her boyfriend, and that's all it was. And that's just how it felt to me. The start of that series was really, really good. And then after that, it didn't feel like Doctor Who. It really, really didn't. Series 9 felt like it was getting back into its roots again. And I loved Series 9. Really, really good series. And then we had the 2016 Christmas special, which was okay. It felt different, but it was, still nice. And then, obviously, we get another series, Series 10, and it felt like it was the Doctor and the companion again. I think that's what I liked about Series 10. It was really, really good. And I think it was great for the Doctor to have, two companions, even though most of the time he was with Bill. But obviously, Nardole did join in, join both, in between stories. And I liked that, and I think it was great for the Doctor to have two companions. The stories overall were really, really good. And none of them I didn't really find boring. I thought they were all amazing, to have. And there was a few little surprises in there that made you think, wow, I never really, really thought about that. And I think there were certain moments that made you think, what the heck, just going crazy. And it was just, great to have that. There was a lot of different enemies, a lot of different, characters in it. And I think that's what I liked about Series 10. To me, it just felt like it was like a new start, to the programme. Because obviously you had the new companion. And I just enjoyed it. I really, really did. It was just that good. It really, really was. The one thing I liked about it that sort of put people off, and I think it was a bit of a shock, was the regeneration. Now, I'm not talking about the recent regeneration, but I'm talking about the I should have really put a spoiler warning, but I've got past that now. Yeah, I'm done now, but yeah, joking. But the regeneration in the episode The Lie of the Land. Now, this is what sort of put people off of that, because in the episode The Lie of the Land, we see the Doctor be shot by Bill, because he basically tells Bill that, okay, I've joined the monks, and that's what I'm doing. I'm joined the monks, and I'm basically on their side. And she basically gets annoyed, and she shoots him. She shoots him 3 times. And then he obviously falls to the floor, and then he starts regenerating. And I think when he started regenerating, it was like a huge shock. So basically, he does the whole regeneration, and then he suddenly stops it. He like claps his hands, and he says, "Good girl," and they're all clapping and laughing about it. And basically, it was a trick for Bill, even though she didn't understand what regeneration was at the time. And that's what annoyed a lot of people, that the Doctor can do that, you know, fool people. Now, obviously, the Doctor always lies, but that's just, you know, the way it goes. It was a cheeky little moment to do, but I thought, well, the Doctor did use energy to fool Bill, so does that technically count or not? I don't know, you know what I mean? Stop putting in flipping regenerations that might not count, you know what I mean? It's just, it becomes a bit of a nuisance, really. I think Peter Capaldi was really, really good in the series. Like I said, you definitely, you know, saw different emotions of how he acted and stuff. And I think that's what I like about that. Pearl Mackie played Bill, obviously. You know, I think she played the role really, really well. And I think Nardole as well, played by Matt Lucas. It really, really was pretty good. One thing was, obviously, we saw the Master the Missy, you know, make a return, which was pretty cool, because obviously she hadn't been in it for a while. And then we had a surprise with John Sim coming back, played the Master, Missy's previous incarnation. And again, that was a shock as well, even though a lot of people knew that. But it was pretty cool to see the Master come back, and, you know, for John Sim to, you know, reprise his role again. Because he's a great actor, and I think it was great to see the Master, the previous Master, make a return and stuff. So, yeah, it was pretty good that way, you know what I mean? And then obviously, you know, we had the Cybermen come back at the end of the series, which was pretty good. And I think the end of the series 10 finale was pretty cool. Because obviously it made you think, well, you know, will Bill, you know, come back as a human? Because obviously she was turned into a Cyberman. You know, will the Doctor be able to do something? And you know, obviously she died at the end of that series, and then sort of came back. And then, you know, she basically wandered off and, you know, did all that sort of stuff. And then we had the 12th Doctor, you know, just, you know, started regenerating. The reason why he started regenerating was because he was actually shot by a Mondasian Cyberman. And obviously the Doctor wasn't ready to leave yet. He wasn't ready to fully change, because he just realised that, you know, he is a good person, you know, out of all of this. And he wasn't ready to leave. But also, he just got sick and tired of regenerating over time, you know. Why do I need to keep being someone else when I want to stay? And the Doctor was almost coming up to his death. He wanted to die so badly that he didn't want to regenerate. And it was really, really scary to think that, you know, the Doctor didn't want to go through that cycle again. Because you got to think the 12th Doctor at that point had regenerated so many times. Technically like 13, 14, you know what I mean? It goes crazy. And that's just how it went. And then obviously we had the first Doctor appear at the end of that. And then it was sort of a cliffhanger. So yeah, Series 10 I think was a really, really good series. A lot of great episodes. A lot of great characters. It was sad that obviously, you know, that Bill died at the end of it. And then, you know, Nardole went on to do his own things. Because overall I would have loved to have seen Pearl Mackie stay a bit longer. Would have loved to have seen her be with the Doctor in Series 11 and do all that sort of stuff. But that's just how things go, you know what I mean? And then we get to the Christmas special. Now, obviously the recent episode and stuff. And I've actually, obviously, as I said earlier, I actually saw it twice already. And I will do a video on how the heck I saw it early. But my thoughts about it was, I think it was a great episode. It was sort of like going into like the past and, you know, the present and stuff with both the first Doctor and the 12th Doctor. And it's interesting to see how they both interacted, because you got to think the Doctor was different, in both 1966 and 2017. And obviously the way the first Doctor acted, obviously you got to think that the humour and the language was a lot different back in the 60s than it is in modern day. Because I know there was a lot of people that got sort of concerned and a bit offended, but you got to think that humour is a lot different than it is now. Like, 1960s humour is obviously different to 2017's humour, you know what I mean? There might have been stuff back then that people found as a joke, but nowadays people would find that offensive and think, how dare you say that? You shouldn't be saying that sort of stuff. And that's just how it goes. Humour changes. Like nowadays it can be good, but sometimes it can be sort of negative, you know what I mean? But yeah, I quite liked the return of the first Doctor. Obviously it's played by David Bradley. And I think he played the role really, really well, and I quite like the first Doctor. Seeing, how the 12th Doctor is. Because when you look back at, like, for example, the Three Doctors episode, he calls the second and the third Doctor a dandy and a clown, basically saying, oh, you look a bit silly and all that sort of stuff. And you got to think that the first Doctor is an old man, you know what I mean? He's really, really old. He's not really, that wise and stuff, and he was just set in his ways, you know what I mean? Until he got a lot older and younger, and he started regenerating, and then obviously life comes into everything, and that's just the way it goes. It's a lot more enjoyable and, fun to be around, you know what I mean, in the far future for him. And I quite liked that, you know what I mean, that sense of it. Some of it is sort of seen as a bit, mean and stuff, but you've got to think, as I just said, things have changed in those, 57 years, you know what I mean, or 41, whatever. So yeah, things change over time, and that's just how it goes. I liked the captain in it. Obviously it turned out to be left a relative to the Brigadier, which was pretty interesting. That shocked me, what? Really? Well, that's pretty cool. And then obviously it showed, like the war during Christmas 1914, the whole truce, and being friendly together, and all that sort of stuff. It's quite nice, you know what I mean? And that's what I've always been. I thought, I don't care what the heck anyone is, who that person is, whether or not they've got a disability, whether they are different colour. I don't flipping care. As long as they are a nice person and friendly, I will talk to them, and that's just how I think and feel with people. You know what I mean? It's a nice thing. I don't care if you're 15 feet tall or 5 foot tall. I don't care. As long as you are friendly and nice to talk to, that's all that matters. You know what I mean? And that's just how it goes with life and stuff. You like I said, it's not bad to think like that. It's pretty good to think like that. It's pretty nice. And then obviously we had Bill's return and stuff, which was pretty nice. And then obviously afterwards, the Doctor was thinking about his companions. Nardole made a return, a little cameo. Clara made a cameo as well, which was shocking, because there was a bit of a rumour about Jenna Coleman returning, and obviously they did that. And then after that, the two Doctors go on their merry ways. The first Doctor, he ends up regenerating into the second Doctor, and obviously travelling around, still with Ben and Polly. And obviously the 12th Doctor regenerates into the 13th Doctor. And I quite like the introduction of the 13th Doctor. I think, she was pretty cool. I think it was just amazing to see that. And then obviously the TARDIS ends up crashing because of the regeneration being so erratic. That's because of the fact the Doctor kept it inside him so flipping long, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's just how it goes with things. And then obviously the TARDIS goes, crazy. The Doctor ends up flying outside of it. She ends up flying outside the TARDIS when everything's going crazy. I was like, what the flip? What's going to be happening? So the way that episode ended with the Doctor flying, crash landing, whatever, as herself, you know what I mean, is going to be interesting because we don't know what's going to be happening. But I liked that ending. It was really, really good. Crazy as heck, but really, really fun. And I think it was a great series. I think it was a great, finale for the 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi and Stephen Moffat. It was really, really good. And I'm looking forward to this year when Doctor Who comes back on. So yeah, it's been really, really good. and I've enjoyed it. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all later. Bye!